Oh, we've been waiting for it. The book has dropped and the headlines are brutal. Original Sin pulls back the curtain on Biden's final year in office. And it basically confirms what most Americans already suspected about who was really calling the shots. Sleepy Joe apparently was only working for 4 to 6 hours a day. So MP, what does it say about the people that enabled him to keep running despite all of these very, very clear red flags that we now see?
First, just it strikes me, think about how crazy it is that Trump is the opposite of this, working 16-hour days, right, and doesn't stop. So what about the people who enabled this? Well, first off, the media, which is trying to whitewash itself with books like this, it's trying to wipe its hand clean, deserves plenty of blame because they are just the little servants of the powerful. But who are the powerful? The powerful apparently do not include the president of the United States, who was addled of, his mind was addled. Eventually, he was almost completely gone. You can hear that terrible interview. It's the people around him, right? The staffers, the people who staff the government who were in power. But I'm going to go a little bit further here. We're going to go deep dive right now. The real secret to this is that the system was working as it is designed now. That all throughout our society, institutions are operating with leaders as figureheads. This is a scary thought to many Americans, but it's absolutely true. The system is working as designed. In other words, the original Constitution, where the president actually has say, is no longer in effect in any manner, not even close to the early American Republic, that first 100 years or so of American life. We are at a time in which these people are able to get away with it. So you can ask who was really in charge. Was it George Soros or Obama or, certain cabinet heads? And certainly a lot of these people had a significant amount of power. But what you need to realize is the system that we have, whether you're talking about celebrities, whether you're talking about CEOs, or whether you're talking about the President of the United States and the White House itself, is now so corrupt that the leaders aren't really in charge. They've been captured. It's as if the principal in each case, the celebrity, the CEO, the president, has been captured, principal capture by the staffers, by the bureaucracy, by the managerial class, which actually runs things.
And when I hear you say that, I think of a much more normie example than Joe Biden and everything. No, I'm thinking of the Free Britney movement, because that's exactly what was happening. Oh, she's not in charge of her own life anymore. She has people that are running everything in her life. And we saw the entire internet rise up and try to free Britney. But yet Joe Biden were like, nah, it's fine. You're just the leader of the free world.
Yes. And it's a wonderful example because everyone can understand it. You can understand, well, wait a minute, Britney Spears, who, you see these people front and center, right? So you see the direct video of them, looking at you in the camera, just like actors do. So you think that they're the ones in charge. The same goes with politicians. The same goes with many CEOs. The reason DEI took over is because many CEOs of the larger corporations are just biding their time, getting their 3 to 5 years to move on. They don't want to make any waves. They want the board to be happy. And if, someone says, I'm going to raise a stink unless you do X, they do X. Someone said, we're going to protest if you don't do Y. They do Y. They don't, because they just want to get by, and the people around them are the ones telling them what to do. And when you think about this, just think about, in a modern political language, think about what the staff is. You have people who create your policy. You have people who write your speeches. You have people who set your meetings. Really, those people could control you if you were the wrong kind of person or you were weak of mind. And that's what's happening all over. And Biden is probably the world historical example of it now. And it's shameful. We can't continue operating this way. We need actual leadership to break the mold, to break this managerial class mold of this whole class of people that sort of, like a bunch of lemmings, they all move in the same direction. They really take the leader they're carrying with them. And that's exactly what Donald Trump is trying to break. That's the mold he's trying to break. That's what he's trying to reform right now.
I don't know how many people on Capitol Hill are underneath the political capture, the principal capture, but I'm sure that there are some of them. But somebody that's not is Thomas Massie. We'll break down the latest iteration of Massie versus Trump when we come back.